Hello everyone and welcome to my channel, Siriana Tarot. This is going to be a reading for April 21st, 2020. This is a reading for the collective for all signs, so take what resonates and leave what doesn't. So without further ado, let's go ahead and we're going to call in angels, ancestors, loved ones who have passed, spirit guides, and spirit to this reading to deliver the messages that we need to hear for April 21st, 2020. I just want to send out a huge virtual hug, a warm thank you to everyone who is new and my returning subscribers and viewers, and just to let you know how grateful I am for all your continued love and support of this channel, and just that it really means the world to me and that I love you guys. So thank you for being here. Thanks for joining me on this journey. Now, let's go ahead and see what messages we have for the collective. All signs, April 21st, 2020. Can't shuffle today, or these cards are ready. Okay. Your overall energy here is the Eight of Cups. This is Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces energy. You might have this in your chart. You might be exhibiting these qualities, or you might be dealing with somebody exhibiting these qualities or with these in their chart. Now, the Eight of Cups is all about walking away from a situation. In this deck, you can see the person walking away is leaving all of those cups intact. Nothing is spilled over. Basically walking away, taking their own journey, going onto a journey. It's as if they're walking, they're walking in the moonlight into the moon card. So it might be a little bit confusing. It might be not very clear. You could be a little bit frightened as if you're stepping into the unknown. But the importance is that you're going after your ninth cup, your happiness and your wish fulfillment, and ultimately your 10th cup. So it's time to say goodbye to someone or something. It does not necessarily mean the end of a relationship. It can mean that you are walking away from a thought process or a behavior pattern that you engaged in, a way of thinking. You could be walking away from a job. Everything is cyclical. Okay, so everything will eventually come to an end, so you can start something brand new. Underneath that, we have the Ace of Wands, which is a beautiful, passionate new beginning. This is a huge green light from the universe. There's fertility here, passion. This is something you need to do that you should not ignore. It's going to be beneficial on so many levels. You're walking away from either a Capricorn energy, but we have here the Devil in reverse, which I love seeing it with the Eight of Cups. This is you releasing from any toxic bonds that you might have. Now, this could be, and I know I've been mentioning it a lot lately, but it could be simple energetic cord cutting, which there's some nice meditations you can do using selenite, but you don't just have to use selenite. About cutting any negative ties with people and or behavior patterns. It could be something as simple as you want to stop smoking, or you want to put your your health and your wellness first, or you want to meditate 20 minutes a day or 5 minutes a day, whatever it might be. But releasing yourself from something that was not healthy for you. Eating, drinking, it could be a toxic relationship. It could be that you were, scouring, the internet for news about COVID-19, and you realize it was really starting to infiltrate your aura and your energy, and starting to create sort of a negative, create negativity in your life. I love the Devil in reverse because it's you breaking those bonds. It's you walking away. It's you taking a look at what no longer serves you and choosing a high, what's for your highest good. Underneath that, we have the Eight of Swords, Libra, Gemini, Aquarius energy. This is all about worst case scenario thinking, the coulda, woulda, shouldas, you making things out to seem much worse than they are, being stuck in, anxiety and fear, but it's something that's sort of more of illusion than reality. And I think you realize that. You take this blindfold off and you decide, you know what, this isn't the way I want to be. This doesn't work for me. I'm no longer willing to tolerate this, even if it's coming from myself. Okay, and I'm making some big, beautiful changes, and the universe is supporting me in doing this. Really beautiful energy. Now, let's take a look at the cards that came out. You do have the Two of Cups. Could be, for some of you, it could have to do with a relationship. But I do feel like, this Two of Cups energy, it's Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces energy. Venus and Cancer, there's some sort of healing here that's going to be taking place, as we can see here. It's this equal exchange. It's being in a relationship where, you give what you get. And it doesn't necessarily mean that, when we eat dinner, I pay $50 and you pay $28 or something like that. It doesn't necessarily mean that you give and get the same exact things, but that the energy is matched, okay? And for some of you, this will be speaking to a soulmate, twin flame type relationship, counterpart, divine union. Okay, this is a blessed union. But it's a beautiful equal exchange of gifts, and this can also be with you and your higher self if it's not resonating with you in the romantic sense. Now, what's interesting now is we have the 7 and the 8. So for some of you out there, I'm really feeling your Cancer dealing with a Leo, or some of you are on that Cancer Leo cusp who are listening, because there's lots of water energy. We have the 7 and the 8 of Cups, which is a beautiful transition. It's also a message from Spirit and your angels and your spirit guides and your ancestors that you're on the right track, that you're progressing, you're evolving. And I feel as if the message here is evolving into a place of balance. The 7 of Cups is it's all about having a lot of opportunities, being showered with blessings, but it's really important that you ground yourself as we move into this new moon in Taurus, which falls on Earth Day, which should be tomorrow, or which is tomorrow. The importance of really getting outside and, the nature, our relationship with nature is going to take on, a special significance, with this new moon in Taurus that we're coming up, that we're coming into. And so, and it's about connecting with nature. And this message, I'm getting the importance of grounding yourself, especially if you're feeling confused. You may have a lot of different options. It could be in love, it could be in work, it could be in just deciding what you want to do today. What are you going to do first? And the importance of focusing and making your ultimate focus not only unconditional love, but balance. So coming from a place of love, even if you're starting a new journey, and really making sure that you're compassionate, you're adding compassion, you're being compassionate not only with yourself but with those around you as you're starting this new journey. The 8 card here, the Strength card, this is my Leo energy. Leo is all about, finding your inner calm despite what might be going on around you. And I can see that here, this woman here standing, and all of these options sort of swirling around her. Okay, these figures are very different. We have this person cloaked in black and this person cloaked in white. Okay, but again, I'm really picking up that a lot of it has to do with the balance. So not only balancing your masculine and your feminine sides, but also balancing the shadow and the light. Okay, and the balance is what Spirit is saying to me is going to be key, okay, to finding your courage and your strength, and balancing the shadow and the light and the masculine and the feminine. That's going to be key to resolving any issues or imbalances you might have. And remember that we store imbalances in our body as energy, okay, in our tissue. And so some of you might need to really take up Reiki or do some sort of healing, or do meditation, whatever works for you as far as balancing out these energies. For others of you, it's working through something with your relationship. You might already be involved in a relationship, or or you're trying to manifest a relationship, and really going after what's for your highest good. In the final position, we have the Queen of Swords in reverse. This is Libra, Gemini, Aquarius energy. Again, with the Queen of Swords, I've been really picking up on the need to do the energy work and cutting ties with anything that might be negative. Unwittingly or unknowingly, you may have picked up some negative energy, or somebody, it could be in the form of like a psychic attack. But I don't mean that to scare you. It can happen without us knowing, and we can unknowingly send that out to others. So the importance of really sort of cutting any of those cords that might be exhausting, might be draining, that might be taking from you, that might be creating this confusion. Because the Queen of Swords, when she's in the upright, the sword is pointing straight up, and it's about her truth and her integrity and her authenticity. And in the reverse, it can be muddled and it can be confusing. Okay, it could be that there's somebody who isn't quite sure in the direction that they need to go in, because their confidence has taken a hit for some reason or the other, or just because they're beginning a new journey. And it's beginner mind. We never really are 100% confident when we're starting something brand new that we've never done before, how it's going to go. Okay, so it's a natural feeling. But I do feel like in this reading, there's a little bit of heightened anxiety with the Seven of Cups and the Queen of Swords in reverse. And the Queen of Swords in reverse can also be somebody who is a widower. It could have to do with an ex-partner as well for some of you. But the Queen of Swords in reverse often has this wrap of somebody who's been through a lot, and they're very closed off. They can also be reacting negatively to the things that are happening to them, and really being sort of abusive, either physically or verbally, psychologically abusive, because swords are all about communication. As I'm doing this reading, I never do this. I just crossed my arms, okay, as if I'm protecting myself. So I do feel like some of you feel like you need to be protected. You might be walking away from a situation that you felt like you were constantly needing to protect your heart space. When I just crossed my arms, I crossed them over my solar plexus. So the need for you guys to set boundaries and to really come to terms with what it is that you need at this time, okay? What you need more than what you want, okay? Because this Queen of Swords here is telling me that there's something here that's some sort of negative energy that's either coming towards you or that you've been experiencing that you really need to cut out. And that might mean simply turning off that channel. Again, for some of you, it might be literally watching the news or listening to the radio or internet, whatever you do to get your news. It might be that you need to change the frequency so you're not getting information or bombarded with negativity that's affecting you and your emotional body, and affecting you negatively. For others of you, it's going to be a relationship or a person. Now, it could be somebody that you have left behind already. Okay, it could be a relationship that that was once in balance, but that you thought was a balanced relationship that you had to leave behind, and there you would have to do some sort of energetic cleansing. And then also for some of us, this Queen of Swords in reverse is all about controlling our reactions. So if you have received some information or energy or messages that made you feel bad, or made you feel unsure of yourself, okay, maybe it was criticism, maybe it wasn't constructive criticism, you tell me, that the importance of how you're reacting to it. So remember, when we're vibrating in a really high frequency, even if somebody attacks us or says something negative to us, if you check your reaction, because if somebody is attacking us, saying something nasty to us, for example, remember that that mostly comes from them. Okay, but your reaction will be very telling as to if there's anything that you need to work through. Because if it's just coming from them, then you're going to let it sort of bounce off of you and recognize that there are some issues that they have to deal with. But if it really triggers you, then it's time to do that inner work and work through why it's triggering you. Again, it doesn't mean that you ignore your feelings. It doesn't mean that you sweep them under the carpet. It doesn't mean that if you get angry about somebody doing something really awful to you, that you're not enlightened or vibrating at a higher frequency. Okay, but the importance of looking at how you're reacting, and then remember, you can only really control your actions and your reactions, and that you just don't want to be pulled into some sort of messy, low vibration, low frequency energy by somebody else. Okay, so let's go ahead and I'm going to pull some psychic tarot messages for the collective. Additional messages for the collective, April 21st, 2020. And you get wisdom, Taurian energy. So this is about teaching. This is about leadership. This is about commitment. So for some of you, this really could have to do with a marriage. For others of you, it could have to do with somebody that you're committed to. It could be a soulmate relationship, remember, which are not always romantic. They can be friends. It can be family pets. It can be, it can be many different things, and this is some sort of commitment. It could also be your commitment to a higher, to higher education, to a larger organization. Some of you might work, I'm getting, in government positions or work for very big companies, and there's something here that, that you're finding you're getting some sort of messages here that you're not quite comfortable with. Okay, again, the importance of grounding. I love the fact that this little white dog is showing up here. He's like, who are you? He's protecting this family as well. So I'm getting also the need for you to, also the need for you to do the spiritual work, to make sure that you are protecting your energy. There are nice meditations, either, pink light, white light meditations that you guys can do to really protect and preserve your energy. But I'm not trying to project fear as in, you're being attacked, but, it might just be that you need to check and see if you have a leaky aura, or check and see where, I feel like there's something here that you're being offered that you're not so sure about. Okay, or that somebody wants to rework a commitment, either verbal or written, or some sort of contract as well. Okay, and Spirit's saying it's really important that this be balanced. Okay, and the wisdom. You may need to consult somebody who knows a little bit better, or somebody who has more experience in this arena. Balance, yeah. Libra energy. So we did just have that full moon in Libra, okay, which is beautiful. And I love the fact that this angel of balance here has all four of the elements: wands, pentacles, cups, and stars. Psychic slip. And swords. Star would be hope and healing and rejuvenation, right? And I love how on this card here we have the sun and then we have darkness. Okay, but he's coming up. It's like this really hopeful. It's about balancing the light and the dark, the shadow and the light. Look, this person is much older. This person is much younger. This person is naked. This person is clothed. So there's some, there's the balance in this reading. Spirit's really asking us to come from a place of balance, and also to remember that you have all of the tools that you need to deal with whatever comes your way. Okay, it may require that you walk away from someone or something, because what you need in your life is balance. There's something, there's learning involved. This can be a card of higher learning, a spiritual journey as well, about being committed to your path no matter what, and for doing what's in the greatest good, not only for you, but for everybody concerned. Okay, and I love this. He's rising up. It's ascension, it's enlightenment, it's up leveling. So I do feel like something happened here with this full moon in Libra. Either something was brought to your attention, something was initiated. Remember, we're in the time of Venusian energy, Venus, which is love, sensuality, beauty, balance, money, career. Okay, as we're moving into this Taurus new moon. All right, and then you get another ace coming out, triumphant success. Whoa, very nice. So this is the Ace of Swords. So this is knowledge. This is also doing that energetic work. Look how this person here is completely aligned in the 11, completely aligned and balanced in order to receive the messages that they were meant to receive. Opening yourself, being a channel of your higher self, to channel your inner wisdom. Trust your intuition. That's going to bring you so much success. So you have two aces in this reading. All right, so really good energy here, you guys. All right, sorry, I put those on the down below. These are angel power wisdom cards. So additional messages for the collective from our angels. And I can't help but notice the angel wings on the card of balance. So a reminder that you are surrounded by your angels, and that if you need help, that they cannot intervene unless you ask for them, unless you ask them to. Okay? So if you work with angels, remember that there are different stones that are really good to work and channel angelic energy. We have angel light here, which is beautiful. Very good for working with angels. And then also really nice is something like this, like celestite, if I'm pronouncing that right, is also a very good stone if you're working with angels. Okay. You guys get learning new skills. Education is the most powerful personal resource you can use to change your life and the world. Yes, I love that. And look at this halo and look at the halo around the balance. So learning something new. For some of you, it's time to move forward. Some of you are furthering your education at this time. It could be, your life experience, what you're going through. For others of you, you may be taking online classes. Some of you might be enrolling in higher education, which we see here with the wisdom card. This is beautiful energy. Look at this, and look at how they're holding very similar books. I love this. And learning comes in so many different ways, you guys. And the importance here of also transmuting any sort of negative experience into a learning experience is going to be your greatest tool that you have. And then you get forgiveness. Forgiveness is the first step towards letting go of hurt and emotional pain. It heals only you. Yeah, again, so that goes back to what I was saying to you guys about the cord cutting and the importance of cord cutting, because, once you cut a cord, make sure that you also retract the ones that you may have unknowingly sent out as a response, and then do the healing. Because remember, if we're holding on to any sort of negative energy, and that includes if we're holding on to any resentment or pain, remember that's only poisoning you. It's not poisoning the other person. Okay? Well, I mean, it can be, but it really, the importance here is healing yourself. It heals only you. Okay, so forgive yourself, forgive others. And then again, we do have this beautiful full moon coming out. So I do feel for a lot of you, it will be helpful to look back at what was happening around this last full moon that we had in Libra. And remember that Libra deals a lot with our relationships, how we coexist with others in love, in marriage, within a family, your coworkers, and you know, and any sort of relationship, really. And it doesn't have to be in person, it can be online. Okay, so let's go ahead and pull a final message for the collective for all signs for April 21st, 2020. And you guys get Sulis, body of water. Spend time near water, such as a lake, river, or the ocean, to recharge your batteries. Yeah, okay, so the importance of recharging and cleansing at this time. Again, going back to that to the energy work that I was talking about earlier in this reading, and the importance of water. And again, if you can't get out near a stream or a river or the ocean or a lake, then the importance of doing that while you're taking a shower. Okay, all right, I'm going to leave it there, you guys. I hope you enjoyed this reading. Please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, comment, share, ring that notification bell. But most of all, I want to thank you for listening, for all the love and support you show this channel. Have an absolutely beautiful day.